About Nietzsche. The other day I was watching this documentary about Nietzsche's life, and that made me think that he was living an extreme degree of introspection that generated a perpetual cycle of the question after question, words and thoughts that in the end lead him to a state of spiritual and psychological exhaustion. This process doesn't mean that his final conclusions were wrong. It's just that there are things that are not supposed to be discovered, mostly when we dive into the abyss of our profound self. I believe that if we exaggerate in our search to find what is the aim of our individual existence, we'll end up with finding an answer that will make us incapable to fit in the present dimension we are living. According to Nietzsche's scientific definitions and interpretations about emotions and feelings in general, we would have to be constantly analyzing our attitudes and behaviors, even our thoughts and ideas, to exercise our personal existence in its fullness. The fact is that logic itself will always prevail in what I call the invisible balance of life. I also think that an exaggeration regarding analyzing our natural posture and interpretation towards our existence in a scientific way would only lead to the lack of those emotions and feelings that are essential to our spirits, our souls. If creation itself is based on energy and logic, maybe its final goal is to bring us the awareness that we all have to evolve intellectually and spiritually to achieve a new path that is waiting for us with a full understanding, nevertheless maintaining our feelings and emotions, finally keeping the beauty of life. Every notion that will contradict these pure and natural gifts that we possess deeply in our hearts can only lead to materialistic solutions, adulterating life itself in one of its most precious elements that were given to human beings, even to other forms of life. The moment human beings will understand their origins under mere mathematical or scientific answers, life will not have any meaning at all. We will consider ourselves as machines without a heart, without a soul, which is not the case. There will be no diversity but merely asymmetry that will kill our intrinsic will to exist. Considering Nietzsche's writings about this subject, maybe he lived within a contradiction that he created while exercising an introspection that was so fundamental to his daily existence. Maybe that process of examining question after question stole his joy of living, if that feeling ever existed within him. Two cold definitions about his personal existence and life in general as human beings were even a target of inspiration by the Nazis, which directly connects his ideas and philosophies to the practices of that evil regime. Something to consider is that Nietzsche represented a symbol of self-existentialism itself, at the end leading to notions about a collective existentialism, a complete integration and understanding about the meaning of oneness as more than a simple word. It is certain that he was an icon in what concerns free thinking itself. Due to his constant introspection, maybe he had found the nucleus of his self, which is common to the spiritual essence of every human being, making us identical in our spiritual roots, our source. We are not as different as we think we are, and finally making us realize that we are the same. Finally, maybe Nietzsche found himself lost between existential, philosophical and scientific notions without knowing which way to go, and while trying to absorb the whole thing, as if he was willing to stay well in the eye of God and evil at the same time. Carlos Pacheco, Luxembourg, the 27th of November 2014.